So, I'm going to quickly rattle through the surnames. We've gone through the grid 3 times. This will be the third time. Third time's lucky. Third time's a charm. So, Rillet's from Bishop on the front row. Turlo and Herboz, row 2. Longois and Stevens, row 3. Horst and Smith, row 4. Oben and Sidler complete the top 10. Sendat and Storder, row 6. Kohanidze and Machaut, row 7. Beach and Hare on row 8. Gucho and Demirkaya, row 9. Mario Sidler and Leblé Bastien, row 10, completing the top 20. So it's Sasha Aim 21st, Jay Zurveld, Alex Aim, Zachary Brenninkmeyer, Eza Sebi, no Philip Kolyuk, who's retired due to a technical fault before we got going, Tino Potier and Jort van Wyk. So this is a slightly delayed time schedule, but of course we do have to sometimes make sure that everything's all okay. So they waved them off from the green flag on the start-finish straight. We will have 10 minutes plus an additional lap. We are under starters' orders for what would be, hopefully, the fourth time of trying to get this race underway first time. So, Rilletts and Bishop on the front row. Revs up, lights out, we're underway. And straight away to cover off Macaulay Bishop, Kai Rilletts goes defensive, but one of the Dams racing carts, I think that was Tom Longlois, went sideways through turn 2. And Devian Horst has jumped his way up from 7th on the grid and is now 2nd. But again, Rilletts, using his knowledge of this circuit, got away, and that is a big lead. That's at least 12 to 14 kart lengths he just got by turn 6. Good afternoon, Antonians Tions from Latvia. Hope you're keeping well as the family. So very, very quickly, it's a scrabble for the scraps on the Sunday table at the roast dinner. Devian Horst for the Falcon Racing team, now up into P2. Behind him he's got Mattis Turlo for SR Solutions. Macaulay Bishop is a little bit further back, and there goes the move from Turlo up the inside through turn 12 on Devian Horst. The gap is 3 seconds after the opening lap. And you know what? Now this is going to be, I'm chancing it on this, but Kai Rilletts has just done a 1:38. That says to me, if he's got Mojo D5s on that kart, I was waiting for someone to do the Jensen Button trick, and I think it might have just happened. So, yeah, I'm looking at the sector times. Rilletts has just done a 25.7 sector 1, 18.6 sector 2. Mattis Turlo, 4 and a bit tenths off in sector 1, half a second off in sector 2. So we're now completing the second lap of racing. Gap is now nearly 4 seconds. And Turlo's starting to wind up the wick. There goes Macaulay Bishop through for P3. That is just incredible. I have not seen that for a while, where one driver has literally taken advantage at the start and has bolted and has been shot like a cannonball out of a gun at a circus. And now Mattis Turlo's pulled away in second. And he's got about 2 seconds differential between himself and Devian Horst and Macaulay Bishop. They're battling over what is third place. They've got the likes of Dave Stevens, Tom Longlois, Lawrence Herboz trying to get through. Gets through on Longlois, as now Bishop sends it through on Horst through at turn 10. So, Hannes Überfeld, good Nachmittag, my friend. Why was it 2 times red? Incident out on track, and the second time was the red lights did not go out when the button was pressed. So a technical issue there, Hannes. Good to have you with us. This year's senior Rotax champion. And he did the double. He did junior last year, senior this year. But more to the point, there are going to be battles up and down the order. So Lloyd Hare has dropped down from 16th and is currently running P27. So Philip Connick not having a lot of luck there, and will be more than likely one of the 6 drivers that will not make it through to the top 36. So 6 minutes to go, and Devian Horst is losing pace, it looks like. So did he make a call that was not possibly what might... Well, maybe it's a setup issue. Who knows? Only Devian and his mechanic will know that. Normally his dad, Rob, behind the tools on that one. But at the moment, well, nearly halfway through the race, Kai Gillerts has a massive lead. Nearly 6.1 seconds for the 18-year-old based out of Tremelo. Mother Christie and Father Aita are both here. So good to see Gillerts back with us. Might be a one-off appearance. However, battling a little bit further back, 3:08. Charlie Smith versus Lado Korhanidze. So the American gets through on the Georgian. And, well, there's still an opportunity for some of these drivers to try and put their best foot forward. We've got 4 minutes and 50 to go, plus an additional lap. And at the end of this, once it's all said and done and the dust has settled for the finals, what we will have is a case of 36 drivers will advance. 6 will have to have an early shower, I'm afraid, and get themselves ready for the journey home. Devian Horst, in the meantime, still holding on to the top 5. Enes Demirkaya from Germany has moved up 7 places. Bit of a scramble going on here, and that's 4 wide coming out of turn 2. That was, was that the triple 3? That was. Jort van Wijk, again, up 14 places. And you had Lado Korhanidze. Well, I think also, is that that's Mario Sidler there behind, and then Lado Korhanidze. So that now means Jort van Wijk is up to 12th at least. So effectively, there's still going to be more opportunities for other drivers to make moves. Well, De Blais Bastien is also there in the 3:0. Well, not the 3:05. Let's have a look. Quite a few drivers out there just trying to make themselves, their presence known here at the home of champions. So that's Oscar Goudshaw trying to get through on Tom Langlois, and they've opened the door for not only Devian Horst, but Kai Veach has made a few moves of his own. That is now another position gain for the Brit, and he's got through on the Dutchman. Nice work by the driver from KR Sport. Meantime, lead is now 7.1 seconds between Gillerts and Terlouw. Terlouw has got a fast closing. Macaulay Bishop now, I think, pretty much right with him. And Terlouw has just gone and put a personal best. Now here comes Bishop. I've just seen him go into turn 12. Has he thrown it round the outside of Mathys Terlouw? He did. He did something I haven't seen in ages. Anyone might remember Clayton Ravenscroft, 2018, double overtake round the outside at turn 12. Well, Macaulay Bishop has just done his own version on Mathys Terlouw at that same corner. One driver, one overtake. Bishop came out of turn number 11 on the inside line, had the overspeed, got the job done. And still there is a big mid-pack scramble coming through out of turns 3, 4 and 5. And let's have a look at who those could be. Charlie Smith, Jort van Wijk, Taze Stevens, Le Blais Bastien, Enes Demirkaya, Mario Sidler, I think might be just some of those drivers. Fastest lap of the race. Guess who's in 5th position and climbing? Kai Veach, who is only 3.6 seconds behind Lawrence Herbos, and has just put in a 1:02.667. Rilutz still leads. Lap 8 in the books, and now we're having to wait 7 seconds. New fastest lap by our new second place driver, Macaulay Bishop. But now that's gone to Kai Veach again. Kai Veach now goes sub 62. We are really, really starting to motor on. The speed has increased, the lap times have decreased. The first driver that has broken into the 1 minute ones, a 61.965 by the 375 from the United Kingdom. Lloyd Hare, unfortunately, has retired on lap 4. But we are coming down to the final couple of moments of this race. Kai Rilutz out of the final corner will now cross the line, and that is with 30 seconds to go. What's the difference between him and Macaulay Bishop, who's being kept very honest? We have got a black and white warning flag. I think that might be for... I think that might, well, it's got it might be Tay Stevens, 382, that has got that black and white warning flag from race control. Jort van Wyk has made good his intention. Difficult qualifying for the 333, but has made up 19 places. Now runs P9, and he's not that far behind, 1.6 seconds behind Devian Ross. Kai Rilutz now making his way out of turn 9, down in towards turn 10. And the timer has expired. The lead now is 8 seconds. Kai Veach again in sector 1 and sector 2 goes fastest of anybody. Another new fastest lap on the cards for the Briton. Final lap underway. And Kai Rilutz is now one race away from doing something historically that no one else has done before. And that is to actually defend as the previous winner of the Golden Trophy the year before. Makes his way down the Europalan for what is the final time. The first time we've hit 11 laps in a race so far today. But what can you say? He said he was going to come back for fun, but you know when you're a racing driver, you want to go out there and do the business. Out of the final corner, 2 for 2. Rilutz puts himself on pole for the final later on this afternoon, and it's by a country mile because Macaulay Bishop takes second. It's going to put him on the front row alongside. The battle lines have been drawn for the final later on. Mathis Turlo, Lawrence Herbos, Kai Veach, who not only made up 10 places, took the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 1.487. We are nearly at that cusp of where a lot of drivers might be thinking, hang on, let's go on slicks, shall we? He finishes ahead of Oscar Gutschall. Tom Longnois, 7th. And Jort van Wyk, 20 places from stone dead last, 28th to 8th after that one. Devin Horst, Leblé Bastien, and we've got Charlie Smith, Mario Sidler, Enes Dimadakaya, Tino Sidler. Tay Stevens is going to be demoted from 15th, having been given a 5-second time penalty for forcing another driver off the circuit. So Lado Kohanidze, Tino Potier will be promoted, and that has dropped Tay Stevens all the way down to 23rd. So Lado Kohanidze rounds out the top 15. Tino Potier, Mathis Merschot, Manolo Sendan, Robbie Stoddard, Sasha Ames, Sverre Ubben, Jay Zurvelt, Tay Stevens, Eze Sebi, Zachary Brenninkmeyer and Alex Aim round out the 26 finishers. Lloyd Hare out on lap 4 and Philip Koniuk out before we'd even gotten started.